So let's go ahead and check out some of the features and what's inside the box. Now, speaking of the box, the first thing I want to point out is the packaging is actually pretty similar to Sony's 1000X M3s. Like when you slide the box out, it has the flap that goes over the hard case, which also surprised me. The fact that it came with a hard case and a pretty nice one. Even though the case itself is really thick, it's going to take up a lot of space in your bag, but it is pretty compact. The headphones themselves fold up very nicely inside of them, and it even has a compartment that's holding your 3.5mm cable that it comes with, and the dreaded micro USB cable, which I'm going to try to look past because these are so inexpensive. But again, guys, just include a USB-C and then I won't even have to bring it up. But speaking of the USB cable, let's go ahead and talk about the battery. The battery life on these are 40 hours, which to me is really impressive, especially considering like some of the bigger brands, even the Sennheisers that I reviewed yesterday, that's a $400 pair of headphones and you're getting 17 hours of use. So getting 40 is really impressive. And on top of that, if you pick them up and they're dead, a 10-minute charge will give you 2 hours of use. And I always welcome that because I can't tell you how many times I pick up a pair of headphones and they're dead. Now, as far as the design and everything on the headphones, the whole overall presentation is just simple. It's not trying to do too much. The outside is a matte black, it's just plastic, but it feels very smooth. It has the aluminum slider inside, so as far as finding the right adjustment, you have lines as well to be able to match up on both sides. Padding on the ear cups. They are very deep and very soft and squishy, if that's like the best way to describe it. But when they're on your head, they don't have like that tight clamping force. They really do just kind of give way and feel so soft around your ears. That was one of my favorite parts, is how soft the ear pads were on these. So one of the other things they added is a noise rejecting microphone. So for you guys that are on the go and like to take phone calls just by keeping your headphones on, it's doing a pretty decent job. But you guys can go ahead and listen to a test here. All right guys, so here is a mic test of the EarFun Wave. This is just to show you what it would sound like if you were taking phone calls. All right, and here's the microphone with a crowd noise being played in the background, just so you know what it would sound like if you were in a restaurant, bar, or a coffee shop. So now I think what is the most important part is the sound. I will say that I won't spend any money on something that just doesn't sound good. Like features and build quality and all that stuff is great, but it really doesn't mean much if it sounds awful. And again, that's where I go back to most of those inexpensive Bluetooth headphones just sound like you're underwater. There's something about them that sounds muffled and congested, and they usually just don't handle bass very well. And that's why I was really surprised with these. I was surprised in the fact that one, it had a very nice bass presence. There's tons of bass in these headphones, but they were still able to keep them tight and clean. It's not one of those that distorts, which is another problem with most inexpensive headphones. I was able to turn these up really loud and there was no distortion. Also with the treble, it was very bright, very clean. Everything just about these had a very nice presence, but I still feel like the mids were pulled back too much. I felt like in certain songs or in certain genres, I just would have liked to have had the mids boosted a little bit more. I don't like to ever feel like the vocals are trying to battle it out with the rest of the sound. And just depending on what it was I was listening to, I felt like at times I was doing that with these. But again, that's still me trying to compare this with very expensive headphones. In fact, the sound signature on these are very, very similar to the Beats Solo 3s. Like, really similar. And in fact, that I would be kind of surprised if this isn't the same driver that's in the Beats Solo 3s that they also shoved in the EarFun Wave. So even if you want to look at it like that, you could compare a $250 or $300 pair of headphones to a pair of $50 and right now even $40 pair of headphones. You see where I'm coming from.